Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We have our final race of the triple header from the 2023 Tears of the Kingdom Any Percent Tournament. We have from Group A, ZrFelps versus Gorganim. I will pass it over to our comms for the race, Sirius and Duncan. Take it away, you two.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back. I am Lovely Sirius. I am a 1.0 runner of this game and also competing in this tournament. With me I have Duncan today.
Yo, I'm Duncan. I don't speedrun Zelda much. Actually, I don't do it at all. I'm mainly a Minecraft runner, but I did discover the infamous ultra broken bug, also known as Wacko Boingo. And I've kept up a bit. I've watched lots of runs, so I'm somewhat in the loop, but definitely not as much as Serious.
Yep. I've known Duncan for a while in this game, and as he said, he found Ultra Broken, which you won't be seeing in this run, but
So
very
unlucky.
very interesting glitch. If you want to look into it, you definitely should. It is definitely, without a doubt, the most broken glitch in the game. And immediately, we're going to see the runners loading up, getting ready, going to wait for the countdown here. And you'll notice they will be loading into Room of Awakening instead of starting at the beginning because they've both decided to do intro skip instead of intro clip.
That's something I was just about to ask about. Yeah, what have these runners agreed upon for this race? We're going to be seeing amiibos. Oh, actually, I just scrolled up. I see the VT Slacker message in chat. So they're going to be using amiibos, a little bit of RNG for fun. They're going to be skipping the intro as we see right now. And here goes the runs, actually.
Yeah, they're loading in right now.
Awesome. So, and they're both doing Ganonzuggle. So they're both on 1.0.
Yep.
I'm guessing. All right. Yep, I know my stuff so far.
And one thing,
Doing
maybe
well.
takes a keen eye to notice here, but you'll notice that Gorganim is actually playing in a different language here. He's playing in the Russian version of the game, which will save him 1.1 seconds, 33 frames over Phelps, because there's one less text box on the Russian version in any percent.
Oh, where is that text box?
I believe it's a Raru text box in Temple of Time.
Raru is
before
yapping.
going to recall. Yeah, Raru does
That guy
yap
is yapping
a lot. But feel free to fact check me on that because I'm not actually sure.
All right,
And
biggest trick in the game. Oh, breaking through the vines really efficiently. Gorganim going for the 2 swipes. Phelps also going for the 2 swipes.
yeah, I opt for the back or the jump attack there, but I actually don't know which one's faster. And we see
Very
Gorganim getting
quick,
his
yeah.
first try, and Phelps also getting a first try. What an amazing start for these runners. You'll also notice, I believe Gorganim had a faster load there than Phelps because he's just ahead, even though they both hit the trick first try. There's a little bit of load variance in this game that you might notice if you really time it, pay attention to it, but it usually doesn't make too much of a difference. But yeah, 2 first try CSSs, that's a very hard trick to hit first try.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. I was expecting plenty of choking, but no choking.
Yeah, I choked it in my run earlier. I got 4th try, I think. It is not easy to do that trick first try every time.
So we'll see if these runners are going to go for early ascend.
Yeah, you're also
relatively new route within the
Phelps
last month.
Up a stick here. Yeah, ZOS is brand new, and or ZOS and early ascend are both brand new, and you're gonna see both of them, I believe, from Phelps as he picks up a stick here. That is a indicator that he will be doing ZOAS because he's gonna need a few sticks to be zuggled later on.
I'm really hoping to see wing flip. But I'm not hopeful.
Keep open.
Yeah, I'll keep hoping. Wing flip's awesome.
Wing flip does look very cool, and I don't think Phelps will go for it, but I believe he will go for early ascend, and I also believe Gorganim will not be going for early ascend.
Ooh. Yeah, so even though we skipped the intro, we still have so much boring waiting to do. So thank you, Nintendo, dearly for that once again.
Yeah, exactly. There will still be multiple minute-long cutscenes in this run. And this is just the first. And it's a nice cutscene because it builds anticipation, especially if you're going for a trick like early ascend, especially if you're doing wing flip. You just have to sit here, fiddle with your fingers while you wait for the cutscene to end, thinking about the inputs you gotta do for wing flip. It it really doesn't help with the nerves. It makes you more nervous at the trick.
Yeah.
I can say from personal experience.
Yeah, we see Gorganim definitely not going for early ascend as he goes right onto the lily pad and just continues forwards, but Phelps, on the other hand, is doing a whole lot of jump slashes, so should be obvious where he's going. He's not doing wing flip, of course. So unlucky.
He's turning quite... He's lost a decent bit of height here, and he's also a little bit lower than I'd like him to be, but he should be okay. He's turning a little bit. That's a good adjustment. That looks okay.
Yeah, that should work.
He goes lower to be safe.
Oh yeah, there
that should work. That's pretty solid.
I think I'm a little bit ahead on this.
He's playing it very safe here.
Oh!
Okay. Did not get the autosave, so we're good. He has done it. He just has to place his wing properly. And that looks perfect. He should be on the wing here. Depending on the wing placement, sometimes Link can be pushed off of the wing. Sometimes the construct just says, I don't like your position here. I'm going to move you to the right or the left.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's just terrible. Like, you do all this extra stuff to try to land on a wing here, and construct just says no. But I believe Phelps should be good. We should see here in a second. Yes, he is on the wing.
Yeah, and even though it looks like Gorganim is kind of ahead because he's done talking to the construct first, of course, part of early ascend is getting to the construct later so that you can teleport all the way to the top to go to ascend early.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good name, I think.
Yeah, you get to ascend early in early ascend. It's really fascinating how that works. And this is where the routes are going to diverge, because you're going to see after they get to Temple of Time, you'll really see the difference where Gorganim is going to respawn over by the per-pad construct that Phelps is currently at. And Phelps, as Duncan said, is going to respawn all the way back at the top and go straight to ascend. So
yeah, even though at this point...
many diverges in this route.
Yeah, at this point it looks like they're kind of doing the same trick, driving the wing right into the door. They'll just magically appear in completely different spots. That's because the last place Phelps was standing on the ground was all the way at the top, and he's only been on wings since then. So the last place, the place it's going to put him on respawn is all the way at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, this speedrun would be a lot slower if you didn't use this trick at all. The trek up to Ascend or over to Ultra Hand would be a whole lot slower without this.
Yeah, without this warp. Man, I don't even know what this run would look like without this warp. You'd probably do Ultra Hand first.
Was there routes beforehand? Before that?
Yeah, very, very early on. I think I had done Ultra Hand first, but that was probably one of the first diverges from the route is when we went to Ascend first. Even before the Temple of Time warp, I believe we went to Ascend. We had to like run around and we had to like pick up some peppers to not freeze to death and stuff, and it was craziness.
Oh no!
Wait, what just happened to Phelps there?
Phelps had a misplaced wing. He got the...
Oh, man.
This is a crazy choke. This is going to suck this round. He had the saving thing, really so bad. He's not going to be put back up top. Yeah, he's just still at the Temple of Time. He's going to need to load an earlier save, which he is not doing. Is he going to do an...
tough to back up.
Is there something you can do better? Is he going to do something else?
I believe he's going to do the route that I was just referring to. I never thought I'd actually see it used.
Yeah.
He's going to be running to the left here to where we used to do this jump called Red Bull jump. And he's going to have to make his way all the way around and up to Ascend pretty much casually.
Huh. Do you think that's faster than just loading a save and doing early Ascend again?
It's hard to say.
He looked pretty confident with early Ascend, even though he, like... started the Mozdor jumps pretty late. Like he still got it pretty easily. So
you would have to go back to the Room of Awakening save.
Oh, that's true. That is pretty far back. You'd have to try CSS again. Yeah.
I think he would be past CSS, but I think he would still have to. He'd be like back right when he got wings, so you'd have to dupe wings, watch the cutscene, and do early Ascend again, which would be super super slow. But honestly, might be comparable to what he's doing here, which is
I mean, if he's confident in what he's doing here and it's basically 100% compared to trying early Ascend again, then it makes sense.
That is very true.
So I will maybe Phelps genius moment?
I will say I don't think anyone has done this route.
Oh,
as you can see, he forgot to kill the construct. Yeah, that's something that you just don't think about because we don't do this route anymore.
Is he?
Yeah, just
what's the point? Okay, I see.
Oh, okay. Wait, actually, I'm not totally
sure. So my thoughts of him maybe being a genius for what he's doing.
Okay, yeah. I think honestly, this is a decent play. It's been probably 4 months since anyone has done this route, may not be totally confident that he can remember how to do it. So rather than that, just going to be reloading the save and trying early ascend again. This is
Anyway.
pretty
We are just focusing
rough
on the troubles of Phelps. We can maybe take a look over the other side. Well, it was just cutscening there, but Gorganim did make his way to ascend, got his shield, got his bombs. Anything else you grabbed from the bottomless cave?
No, I believe Gorganim just needs shields and bombs. Will not be getting the bow here because he does not go for ZOAS. So should just
And
run
Phelps
through here and hope not to get
does?
shot. Phelps does. So
Okay.
maybe going to be making up some time there if he does it very well.
Surely Phelps learned that recently then.
Yeah, Phelps probably within the past 2 or 3 weeks has picked up ZOAS, as well as early ascend, as well as intro clip.
Lots of learning. Well,
Yeah,
didn't do
he's-
intro clip this run, so.
Yeah.
If I were him, since he's so new to those tricks, I would just practice up on early ascend and ZOS and go for vote for intro skip for his races.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a game because, like, if you think that your opponent might fail it, okay, Phelps
That's
just going to do
true.
normal ascend. That's honestly very safe. Does not want to have any more mishaps.
Yeah, it sucks that he tried to salvage his earlier one when it just ended up being trashed anyway, and he's just loaded an earlier save and is starting
Yeah.
from scratch pretty much. He's
I
super
think I've
behind because of
said
this.
I think I've said before that if that happened to me in a run, I would have no clue what to do.
Mhm.
And it's crazy to see it actually happen. He's pretty much, this is exactly what I'd be thinking. I'd be thinking, do I do the old route? Do I reload? What's faster? Do I even remember how to do the old route? All these thoughts going through his head right now. And just has to pick one and settled on just doing normal ascend and trying to salvage what he can from this.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be able to do backups, you got to be well practiced with the backups, and at that point, you should put that same practice into just sticking to one route and just load earlier
Yeah.
saves. That's
And, like,
probably the
really,
play.
I can't think of any backup for what happened. If you miss that wing at Temple of Time, it's not something that happens often. Like, it was I don't even know, maybe he really misplaced his wing, but I don't know exactly what happened to him there, but something
didn't
went
see it
really
coming.
wrong. Yeah, it doesn't happen often, and I don't know what an optimal backup would be for that because it's so different from anything you'd practice.
We might see amiibos being used now by Gorganim. This is the usual, or it's a spot
Yep.
I've seen a lot, unless it's been
Yep.
updated. Yep, here we go.
This is where people like to scan amiibo and immediately gets fleet almost rolling off. Something
Does
happened
get
to
it, though.
Phelps, by the way. Phelps attempting to void out here instead of dying to fall damage. I believe he missed the wing after talking to the construct. So
Yikes.
not ideal for him. Yeah. Reloading back here. Gonna be trying the same backflip again. This is funnily enough, something that Gorganim taught him or showed him to do that backflip wing in case of this situation. And working out for him.
I really like that.
Oh, Gorganim hitting the side of the
Ooh.
island there, almost
Where's he
following up the
planning on
wing. That
going?
could have changed things a little bit, but fortunately, gonna clutch it here and land in the water for
Weird.
safety.
All right, don't talk to the fan.
Oh yes, the fan. If you pick up
The
that
infamous
fan instead of talking to this construct, he will not give you the battery for some reason. Normally here, you're gonna see him get the battery, but if you pick up that fan, he just decides, you know what, I don't want to give you that.
We got Phelps
And-
attempt to at
Yeah, this looks good.
surely. I've done this trick plenty of times. Yeah,
There we go. We're okay.
that looked good to me. He made sure to place it right in the middle. Yeah, and he's placing another wing
Yep.
so he doesn't have that
Nice
up
and
again. Very
safe. I'm sure that's traumatized him forever. For all of his runs now, he'll be thinking of that.
We'll see if what's the next thing to go wrong for Gorganim? What's the next thing he could seriously mess up and give Phelps a chance to catch back up?
With his route, he does pretty safe strats. I know he does not do
Yeah.
ZOAS. He does over GSI, which is a lot safer than under GSI.
Yep. He didn't go for Daruk, of course. He just gets
Yeah,
the ruby
did
from
not
the
go
cave.
for Daruk. The ruby throw, I guess, you know, he does only have one ruby. Oh, wait, actually,
Yeah,
Sledgen maybe
what-
jinxing it a little bit. This is going to make things a little bit weird for him here.
Hey,
Ruby
was he
falling in the
supposed to dupe
water.
that earlier? How's that supposed to
Yeah,
work?
normally you're supposed to
That
dupe
seemed
it
a
on the way
little,
out of the cave. Maybe the
okay.
shield gonna burn here, and that's also gonna be a little bit difficult to deal with. Yeah, I think the shield did burn.
A little durability.
Sledgen
durability.
really... A little bit of a commentator's curse from Sledgen here in the chat.
Chatter's curse?
Yeah, his shield... Yeah, Chatter's curse, exactly. So I think he's gonna have to get his shield from Temple of Time. That's a little bit of time loss. Not detrimental, but...
Well, he's got his speed food now. Going up to
it'll be fine.
Oh, shoot, which one's this? Seriously,
This is
which
Fuse.
one is this? Oh yeah, that's right, Fuse.
Yeah, everyone's favorite. And this is the shrine, generally the hardest shrine to get a good time in for whatever reason. The walking here.
I think there's a pretty good reason within the shrine itself for sure.
You got to do like the chest trick shot thing. Yep. You got to do the if you do ZOAS, you have to do construct skip, and you have to do the ZOAS setup.
Maybe some bomb jumps here and there.
Is hard to do optimally.
If he maintains shield durability, he can do one shield.
That is true. I actually, with the route that Gorganim is doing, I would run one shield. That was what I would do. I wouldn't really recommend it because it is very tight on shield durability, and I'm not sure maybe he's already used too much, especially because he had to dupe that ruby. Kind of in a weird spot.
If Gorganim's aware of how ahead he is, maybe he'll decide to go get another shield for safety anyway. He's watching the stream.
I think in a no reset, I would go for another shield no matter what, because if you like miss a clip or something, just any accidental shield durability usage is gonna throw everything off.
It's not a huge detour, is it? Not a huge detour.
No, not at all. He's gonna wing over to Temple of Time anyway, so you just basically knock the shield out of the construct's hand, and it probably loses 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, he should definitely go for it. Definitely the play, but there's a couple people here. We got chat as well to have insight of this. Insight to whether he should get another shield or not.
Good.
We'll see what decision he makes later. Chest? Doesn't want to be opened.
And we have Phelps recovering in Ascend now. I don't think
still
anything
really far behind. What is that? 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah,
it's pretty far back.
Generally, a Ascend to Fuse split is about 5 minutes. So I'd say he's about 6 minutes behind right now. Very
beautiful, very smooth. Very satisfying bomb jump there. I've seen like lots of ways to bomb jump over that pillar.
Oh yeah,
like the run off stairs.
Run off the stairs.
Run off stairs quick, shield. It looks
I
quick.
stole that from Serious Challenges. He's like the first one I saw do that.
Classic other Serious.
Yeah, he also was the first one to do the chest trick shot that you saw. Also, dang, Phelps picking up that bow really fast. That was actually kind of impressive how fast he picked up that bow.
What were you about to say when we started talking at the same time?
Yes, I was going to mention Moist Goulash said, I have to raise both of these guys tomorrow. Got to get the inside view.
True. See how risky they are, how consistent they are, determine how consistent your strats should be. Good plan.
Yeah.
Your opponents.
I think the wild card is definitely Phelps, because with the strats he's doing, if things don't go wrong, he does very fast strats. Right now, you're maybe not seeing an accurate view of what you might see tomorrow if things go more his way.
Yeah, I'd probably go for... I think early Ascend is fairly safe. If I was running the game, I'd probably learn that. Maybe not... What are the risky Phelps strats? What's he messed up on? I mean, he hasn't messed up on the risky stuff, which is weird.
Yeah, that's great. He got first try CSS, first try, he got early Ascend perfectly. It was just placing the Temple of Time wing, which is not something that should go wrong. It's really just unfortunate circumstances that caused him to fail that, I guess. I might need to go back and see how the wing placed.
Yeah, just those 1 in 100 times where you're like, what? Why didn't this work? And just happens to occur during this race. Which I'd say is pretty unlucky.
Yeah, that is a tough one, and that really is the worst one that can happen. No one knows what to do if that happens. I would
see the last bomb usage here from Gorganim. Now it should be field wing from here. Yep,
exactly. Drop in the extra stuff because you don't like your inventory being cluttered. It can mess up your menuing in the future.
Yeah.
Phelps not
Is
pressing
that?
A on the Light of Blessing here.
Oh, there he goes.
Okay, just
He's
little,
admiring it.
maybe
Admiration for the light of blessing.
just thought he clicked it and thought he was in the cutscene, but didn't click it. But it's all good. And we have a little bit of a pause for both runners here. Phelps leaving Ascend as Gorganim is entering Ultra Hand.
Yep, lots of cutscenes, lots of loading. See what Phelps does here. He's doing the old route, so I'm assuming he's going to do his amiibo scans here. We'll see how those go.
Yeah, he does only... I know Phelps only has 2 amiibos, because he uses the actual amiibos. He has a Rivali amiibo, and I forget what the other one is. Phelps going down here for no reason.
Yeah,
I just want to say he does not need to go down here. He doesn't realize it.
I was going to say, hopefully he realized
it.
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay. Now he
yeah, I did this too. I failed early Ascend in one of my races, and I did exactly that, and we laughed about it afterwards. It's something that your muscle memory just tells you to go down there after Ascend. And there he goes. He gets 2 fleets. He gets Mighty Banana for some reason.
Faster Ganon? Question mark?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That doesn't make sense.
Zuggle is allowed, so he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe just for health, in case he needs some extra health. I'm not totally sure.
How much... Can you eat Fleet Lotus seeds? No.
Yeah, you can.
You
they give half a heart.
How much do the bananas give?
Also half a heart.
Okay, we could just do more.
Yeah, we're not totally sure why he got the Mighty Bananas.
He saw yellow. Must be the right thing to grab. You can only do 5 things, bro. Oh.
Okay. Nothing's blowing up. That's... Oh, Gorganim dying? Okay.
We're really focused on Phelps, aren't we? And we're missing everything Gorganim does.
I know exactly what happened to Gorganim. I didn't totally see it, but I know exactly what happened. He tried to do a running wing there. And when he went to jump on the wing was a little bit too far away, so he hit just the very end of it. And when you hit the very end of a wing like that, sometimes it thinks you're hitting the front of it, I think. So you get knockback, like the wing just hit you. And I always call it getting rejected by the wing, because you try to land on it and it just rejects you. And then he forgets to jump there, so we're just going to do a quick run, yeah.
Yeah, it ascends through the broken bridge.
That would be a pretty big mistake if Phelps wasn't so far behind, but fortunately he does have quite a lot of time to play with here.
See if he goes for the extra shield.
Yeah, I think he's very conscious of that. Yep, gets that.
Serious challenges in chat. Lots of serious going on.
Yeah, we got 2 seriouses right now. Duping the bananas. Intentionally. Eating the bananas. Which is actually kind of smart there, because he had very little health. I don't know where he lost all that health. But I guess getting those bananas were worthwhile. Because he's using them. He's putting them to use.
Maybe he duped a bomb and bombed himself?
Yeah, I totally missed that. I think we were watching Gorganim, but
yeah,
something must have happened, but he didn't die.
I'm assuming a self-bomb. Grabs another shield. You do need multiple shields in this route, I'm guessing?
Yeah, for ZOAS, you want to have 2 bows, 2 shields, and 4 sticks.
Right, for all this juggling stuff.
So, Phelps should be good to go on that. You should be picking up some sticks here from this little tree here. Not sure how many sticks he currently has. You want to have at least 3 going to the shrine. Not picking up a stick at all. Maybe not doing ZOAS, just siding against it. Possibly. We'll see. I didn't see how many sticks he got.
Maybe.
Oh, he's checking? Okay.
Oh, he has 2. He had 2 and just grabs the 3rd. Okay.
Just needed the 3rd one from there. I always like to get that little bush anyway, just in case you want a... you don't want to dupe a stick, which is slightly slower.
Got Gorganim using his wing shield. Get through Temple of Time. Gonna do a quick little quick little tap against the door to convince Raru that you're weak.
Just testing it. We're not gonna actually try to open the door, we're just gonna test it. And Raru thinks we're weak, so.
Got one of those moments where we're just in cutscenes for both players, so how's your day going, Sirius?
Pretty good. I won my race today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I've beaten both ZrFelps and Gorganim in this competition, so I know how
feeling
they play.
high and mighty.
I mean, I got the inside. Like, I got the insight on them. You know.
Oh, right, of course, he has to go back to... Forgot about shrine number 4. Recall. The super exciting shrine. Actually, you know what? There is some movement there. You could have a...
Yeah.
If you do a super clean one,
Especially
commentators could go,
ZOS,
wow, that was
yeah.
clean.
Yeah,
So I'm
especially.
hoping.
I
I'm
mean,
hoping.
I think Gorgon was pretty good. I've seen him do recall.
Yeah. He's done some smooth things to make me go, oh yeah, that's smooth. His
For
little
example,
bomb
that bomb
jumps
jump up
and-
there, yeah, that's pretty smooth. Phelps not fusing the bomb to his shield. Now he gets it.
That wasn't smooth. That wasn't smooth, Phelps.
I think Phelps is going to have a clean ZOAS setup here and make up a bit of time, hopefully.
Yep, he did make sure to get 3 sticks, so he's definitely going for it.
I think, I mean, this run is very, like, punishing, especially in the later bits.
What is that chest doing?
Yeah, that was a crazy chest launch.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it's not over right now. It's looking pretty rough for Phelps because of that early mistake. But, like, 2 army deaths by Gorganim, and it would probably be tied up.
Yeah.
And
really
with how
nice movement here.
also
Oh, ran out of
Gorganim running out of
stamina?
stamina, that is
Ooh, that's bad.
maybe he's still going to be able to get the Ultra Hand if he gets a lot of momentum here.
Ooh!
Does get it.
Jumps over the gate. Very nice.
Yeah, a little fancy
Finishes off the
shield wall.
shrine. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
Phelps
confident in that.
Fumbling there a little bit.
Pretty confident in Gorganim's split there. He's really only just gaining time over Phelps here for that.
Yeah.
But of course,
Speaking of, I
ZOS, how
just
much
really
is that
want to
gonna
say,
save?
yeah, Phelps is struggling a little bit with the ZOAS setup, not getting the pauses. These pauses are nearly frame perfect, so you have to unpause and pause immediately before the items start to
Yeah.
drop, and sometimes it can just be very finicky. He's doing his menu quite well here, getting these pauses quite clean.
These unpause and pause tricks should be familiar.
He is not
to-
overloaded enough right now. The
should
bow
be
is not
familiar to
dropping.
casual players who like duping in the early days. There's a lot of using this glitch to make dupes, to make zuggles,
Yeah.
and it's required
Right.
here.
Now the bow's dropped. He's making sure not to pick up that bow. Gonna drop all of his zuggled items. And finally gonna fuse the bow to his remaining stick. And jumps up on the right side here, which I've actually never seen. Maybe
He's not gonna bother skipping.
not going for construct skip. I'm not sure if he's practiced that. I actually would need to ask him if he has practiced that. I can't recall if he does it normally. Maybe just wanting to not bother with it right now.
Is it easy once practice, would you say?
Yeah, I think it is one of the easier arrow flights. It's a shorter one, and it really doesn't take too much. Like, you don't need to have a perfect rhythm. It's pretty lenient in that sense. But it is something that you have to learn for sure. Because the trigger for the construct below you is pretty big. So if you drop too low, then you'll trigger the cutscene anyway.
Yeah. Got Gorganim about to exit temple here. Temple of Time.
Yeah, Gorganim
And Phelps,
finishing up
hopefully,
GSI.
this is actually something we definitely want to see if
Yeah,
Phelps
this would be...
succeeds at. He's doing a very standardized setup, so...
Yeah, this is what we call an OOT setup, doing very standard movements. Gonna drain his stamina here so he doesn't go into bullet time. And do a shield jump. This looks like a perfectly
Very
fine
nice.
setup to me, and his... Ooh, that is not what you want to see.
What am I looking at?
I think at this point you just void. Yeah, he's gonna void
He's gonna
here.
force a drown.
I don't think he knows the backup to this setup. I have a backup in case something like this happens and you respawn here, because he's not going to respawn on the exact position he was before. So if he were to try it again here, it wouldn't work. He needs to reset it up, which I
He's gonna
believe
run
what
in and out?
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do, which is not a terrible solution by any means.
I think I probably would have just loaded the autosave from exiting the shrine.
Yeah, if you have the autosave, that is honestly a good option as well. I just have a visual cue so I can reset it up without loading any save, which
Well, yeah,
I'd
but
recommend.
You're kind of a gamer, so
Regardless.
not sure how gamer Phelps is.
We
see if he
do
gets
have
second try.
Gorganim is making his way. I believe Gorganim does well clip. And we see, I think, Phelps's stream is not showing for me right now, but maybe I need to refresh. Regardless, hopefully we get Phelps's stream back, but in the meantime, we could see Gorganim duping his rubies on the way to the well, where he's going to do an infinite height clip to get to Army. Which is one of the scary parts of the run. There's quite a few things that can go wrong here. You have to do some fall damage cancels that any one of them can fail and leaves you around a minute. And then once you've done all those fall damage cancels, you get to Army, which is one of the scariest parts of the run. Because any of the rubies hit you, you die immediately. So you need to be very precise with your movements and know where you want to throw the rubies.
Yeah. For the meantime, though, he's just duping on the wings. Lots of minor time loss can happen during these dupes.
Yeah,
some of the stuff that adds up and loses you a world record kind of thing.
This is one of the splits that I find quite difficult to gold, just because
yeah,
you want to get good dupes and you need to get good infinite height clips. A lot of, like you said, a lot of small things can lose you time here. So close to touching the ground there, like inches away from the ground there.
Doesn't go for the landing in the well. Just goes for fall damage cancel.
Yeah.
Very close, as you said. See how quick he gets this infinite height clip.
Yeah, JCC's jump / cancel clips, I believe, is the official name for these. A little bit more specific than infinite height clipping, since there's
in
multiple
my defense, there's a couple thousand acronyms in Tears of the Kingdom by now.
Yeah, we do like our acronyms for tricks. But Gorganim getting the JCC very quickly. Potentially, I don't know if Phelps is going to come back. His stream kind of died. And if he does not return, this might just be a victory lap for Gorganim. Gonna probably just finish the race. So we'll see. I think this run is actually looking pretty alright for Gorganim. I haven't noticed too many mistakes. I think he had like that one death on the way to Temple of Time. That was a little bit rough.
Death?
Yeah, he got like rejected by the wing and hit the ground. He does a neat way of falling here to, I guess, conserve some momentum. And he's going to go for Ragdoll Clip, which this trick is quite random. And like I said, it's quite random and it did not work in this case. So he's going to have to run up here and do the backup, which will lose around 25 seconds.
It's a strange trick for casual viewers because you're like kind of landing on nothing and ragdolling through nothing. But, you know, as you see, he landed on one of those nothings that he needed to get through, but didn't get through.
Yeah, if you were to get it successfully and you haven't seen this game, you would think he just took damage for no reason and started falling. But there is an invisible floor there that he was trying to clip through, and the game just said no. And what he just did there was an invisible floor that he got through.
That was beautiful. I actually haven't seen that backup. I don't think I've really seen any backups. I think I might have seen like maybe you trigger like an autosave and teleport in.
Yeah, the autosave one is a good safe strat.
But it's a lot slower because you need to do the loading, of course. Rubies throwing, killing, dying.
Yeah, Bokoblins is generally not one of the hardest phases of Army. If you just back up and throw rubies to the left, then to the right, then forward, it usually gets them all, and you could just spam them. You could see him doing this recall canceling to throw these rubies super fast, and he's able to just spam them at really fast speeds, just melting anything. And just like that, the first phase is done.
Doesn't throw his boulder hammer at the guy, though.
Yeah, you can throw the boulder hammer because we will be replacing it with halberds here. So just in the meantime, you might as well throw it away. Some people like to do that.
A little overlap.
Lizalfos here, I want to say, this is the scariest phase. I almost died at this phase of my run earlier. Very close. Gorganim making it look easy. Maybe I should actually take notes of what he did there because of how clean that was.
Casual players can relate to the trouble of Lizalfos. They're very speedy. They go up to you, then they stop, then they run away. They do this, they do that.
Yeah, and they got projectiles. Sometimes, you know what I've seen a couple times? Sometimes they will throw their halberd at you. And that is hard to predict. It happens very rarely. Wow, shooting... Did you see that? He used his bow and shot one of the Gibdos, which is pretty risky in my opinion, because like it looked like that ruby was quite close to hitting him.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
That.
We are
Time
okay.
for the big slow guys time. This should be this is another easy phase, right? Surely.
Yeah, this one's also quite straightforward. Sledgen saying, "How did he not die?" Oh, see, he throws his boulder runner there, so he did do it, just at a different spot.
That backup is very consistent when done right. Yeah, it did look like pretty standardized. I only just read that message now. See if I can get Phelps stream back up if he's live, maybe not live.
Yeah,
like
he
a
does
no.
not look live to me. I'm not sure if he knows.
Although I'm pretty sure if Gorganim doesn't have any major blunders, any major deaths, whatever's happening for Phelps, if he's continued the run, it's
Yeah.
surely not catching up.
Yeah, after Army was basically the last point where Gorganim can lose a lot of time. Even if he dies to Ganondorf, you're only going to lose at most a minute. And you'll just respawn and be able to attempt it again immediately, so not much time loss can be had here. Certainly not enough to make up the 7 or so minutes that Phelps was behind last time we saw him. So
it's a really good first clip. Now we're
he got through that first clip very fast.
I've seen. I think when I'm watching people play in Discord calls, that clip there that he just did is one that gives a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that one. Before I did the arrow smuggle route, when I had to do manual JCCs for that spot, that was one of the hardest clips. It was very inconsistent to me. Especially finding the right position. If you're too far to the left or too far to the right, sometimes you'll get all the way up and clip, and then shield jump, and you won't actually clip all the way up. You'll clip back down, and have to try it again. But everything working out fine for Gorganim, and gets his Zuggled spears, which will just one cycle every phase of Ganondorf. So we will see. I actually noticed yesterday I was watching Gorganim play, and he was not hitting all the flurry rushes, so there is a chance that he can miss a flurry rush here and die. But again, with how far behind Phelps was, it would not lose enough time for him to catch up. Sledgen saying, did you see Jim's visual cue for that clip? It's pinned. I do actually have a good visual cue for it now. But everyone should look at that, because if you're not sure of a visual cue, you definitely should look into it. I remember hating when I'd fail to that trick.
Got some Ganondorf fights going on. Hopefully Phelps is still running. Maybe Gorganim is gonna fail a Gamer Dragon, and Phelps stream comes back on. Maybe we'll see a close race.
Yeah, it would be crazy to see if Phelps stream came back on and he was finishing Army right now. That would be really crazy to see.
I mean, there's surely some fastest splits ever if we just saw that.
Yeah, we'll actually just cut and Phelps will be a Demon Dragon right now. And we won't question it.
Yeah, I trust it. And now it's time to see what strat Gorganim's going to use for Ganon Part 3.
Yeah, everyone's favorite part.
4? Might
yeah,
even be part
this is
4.
the fourth part.
Let's see, we got regular Ganondorf, then we got Demon King, and there's 2 phases of that.
Yeah.
And now you got Dragon. Yeah, part 4.
The 2-cycled Demon Dragon, which I know for a fact Gorganim will be attempting. We will see how consistent he is with it. I'm sure he's quite good at it.
Some lovely loading screens. Here we go.
I do want to mention, even though Phelps' stream did crash, on the actual race screen that I'm looking at right now, it does not say that he forfeited. So I'm not sure if he just doesn't know that his stream died or what, but he has not forfeited the race as far as I can see yet. So he may still be in it, just not realizing that his stream died.
We got the classic Master Halberd.
Yes, everyone's favorite weapon, Master
Gorganim,
Halberd,
of course,
or Master Spear.
Converting it to the Master Sword shortly when he gets a chance.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing to bring up for the 2-cycle Demon Dragon. You are going to see him drop his Zuggled items in the very beginning here. And that's for a specific reason, because the game wants you to use the Master Sword on the Demon Dragon, so they buffed the damage of the Master Sword for it and nerfed the damage of every other item. So if you have a Zuggled weapon, it actually does less damage than just dropping the Zuggled weapon and using the Master Sword alone.
And with dramatic cinematics over, surely
we can
over.
Get into it. This
Still
is
kind of
another one of
going.
those. This is another one of those long loading screens that are just building anticipation. Especially if you're on good pace, you just have to wait like 2 minutes before doing one of the hardest tricks in the run, and you just have to watch this beautiful cutscene while thinking about the inputs you're about to be doing. And Gorganim looks good on the first eye here. This looks very perfect. Oh, gets the jump slash. That's gonna lose a bit of time, but recovers it. Sometimes you could get shot completely out of the eye if you get that jump slash, but he's recovered it by the looks of it. I think this should be okay. Standing on the back of the wing loses some speed, so we'll see if he's able to make it to the second eye.
It's going to fuse that monster part, get that actual extra damage.
Yeah, I think in this case, fusing that really saved him there. I think he was quite slow on the first eye, but because he fused that monster part to his Master Sword, he does a little bit more damage and can break the eyes in 3 hits instead of 4. And that saved him time and allowed him to make this cycle, which he's looking good for. He should be able to make it to the third eye here.
These strategies look very ballsy. It might look like the Demon Dragon kind of adjusts for the runners and places itself, but
yeah,
the behavior's pretty well researched and is fairly predictable once you do strats.
Shout out to ZFG for, I believe, working on this strat. ZFG put a lot of work into this way long ago. The first one to optimize Demon Dragon this much, and it's still being used to this day. With this little ending bit that Gorganim's going to be doing here, this is the fast ending of Demon Dragon, where you do these backwards Mazador jumps while he's flying around, transitioning into his last phase. This is going to allow him to land on Zelda at a specific time in a specific place, which he's waiting for right now. Zelda's going to pick him up here, and if he did it right, she should bring him right next to the head. And just like that.
Such weird manipulation.
Yeah.
But
I believe shout out to player 5 for this optimization. Landing perfectly on the head, super fast, saves about 10 seconds, and he's going to be going for, I think, he did have the sword beam, so yeah, he's just going to jump backwards, shoot the sword beam, and not touch the ground, which will save 8 seconds on version 1.0, because he's not touching the ground. That load screen that you just saw is 8 seconds faster, for some reason.
Yep, really well-made game.
And that was a very clean Demon Dragon.
Yeah. I'm fairly sure Phelps didn't catch up if his internet went out or what have you, and he was still running. I'm fairly confident there was just not enough time to catch up.
Yeah.
Even if he played absolutely perfectly.
We can see some official rulings on this. I believe the lead was pretty substantial, and Gorganim made 0 mistakes really from the point that his stream crashed. So it's hard to say that Phelps could have caught up with how well Gorganim played here, but we'll have to go into the official rulings of if maybe they might need to replay this race, or if this is going to be counted. Maybe Gorganim might know, because I believe Gorganim and Phelps were actually in a call together during the
Phelps
race.
Isn't in that call anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that. And Gorganim, if we could get him in here, maybe we can ask him. Gorganim, there he is.
Hello.
Hello, GG's.
Beautiful gamer dragon.
That was a very nice game.
So proud of myself.
That was very, very clean run.
Thank you.
Geez, yeah, that was like with retime, that's probably like a
48-21.
48-21, yeah, very clean.
Very nice. I'm incredibly proud of that.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, really, your only mistake was the problem. You got like rejected by the wing.
The wing rejected me. And even with that, I'm not upset.
And the ragdoll clip backup, of course.
Oh yeah,
ragdoll clips RNG. That doesn't count.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Hey, for every element of RNG in the run, it just means you have to be more dedicated, and eventually you just gotta force it to happen. But in races, it doesn't work like that. So in races, you get one shot, you just pray.
You just get the hope. But I do want to ask, you were in a call with Phelps for at least a little bit there. Do you know what
Oh
happened?
yeah, a little bit towards the start of the race. I'm not entirely sure what happened. As soon as I was watching stream and I heard you guys saying that, oh, his stream went out, and then it was around that time that he disconnected or left VC, so I wasn't entirely sure. I haven't heard from him since.
He didn't say anything.
Nothing. He just disappeared.
Dang. Okay, I was hoping that we'd have a little bit more insight on
Unfortunately,
the
not.
circumstances there. Maybe this will have to be looked at by an official to see if this is a win for you or maybe a redo.
I mean,
But you were looking very ahead at the time that he left, so
looked
Yeah,
like
he
I
was at
entered
least
the
4 or
home
5
screen
minutes
to
behind.
reset after that. I kind of was. Yeah, it was a little. It's a little iffy on the ruling and if we're gonna have to rematch or not. But me personally, I think I had such a lead and so
Yeah.
little mistakes.
it is hard to
There's
argue with a
quite
48-minute
literally no way.
time.
There's quite literally no way.
Yeah. With how substantial Phelps's
Yeah.
mistakes were.
But
I
that
think,
doesn't mean I wouldn't be open to a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if that's what Phelps wants, if Phelps feels like
And if the officials rule that, I'd be up for it.
yeah.
Phelps had that really, really unfortunate mess up at
Yeah, the
202.
worst mistake.
Mhm.
Something that I don't even think about because it's just something that you never imagine happening until it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was saying during commentary during that, it's those 1 in 100 times where you're like, what? Why did that happen? And it did unfortunately happen during the race for Phelps.
Yeah, that is super unfortunate. But I think with that, like, you are now 1 for 1 in races? If
For
this
two,
does indeed
I
count.
raced you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You're 1 for 2, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a race coming up against Moist Goulash tomorrow, right?
I think so, yes.
All right, I look forward to seeing that.
I'm very scared.
Yeah, I saw him in the chat taking notes.
This is unfair.
He said, "I hope you die like that tomorrow when you died on the way to Temple of
I see
Time."
how it is. I see how it is.
You paused a little after saying the word die. I was like, huh?
No, you did not say that. It was very much
Huh?
related to the game Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
And he also put a kappa after the message, so it was not real.
Quite the story.
But yeah, I think
I'm gonna
with
look
that,
at the recent broadcast for Phelps real quick. See if I can.
yeah, I would
spot
like
where
to
it went.
pinpoint that.
I still have no clue what happened to him.
Yeah, so he did the he failed the arrow flight on the way to Ultra Hand, and then went back into the shrine, and it was just at that point where the stream went out.
He had some very
Oh
interesting
yeah,
choices
just
in
as
terms of backups
the
this year.
as the loading screen for entering the shrine went away or was about to go away, the stream just cut out. Unlucky.
yeah, did fail the arrow flight on the way to Ultra Hand as well, right before stream cut off. So that's
Yeah, another like 30-ish.
yeah, that would have been
seconds
another
gone.
mistake added on top. So yeah, that would have been another increased lead. But I mean, like, if we're being honest, a 48-minute time. I mean, geez,
I mean,
anyone would have a hard time beating that.
This
Phelps
is a
is going to be
little
practicing
over
a lot after this,
3 minutes
surely.
away from my PB. This is actually exactly 3 minutes off my PB. And,
Mhm.
no intro clip, all the mistakes I made. My PB is pretty much perfect for me in the strats I do. So I'm very happy with this performance.
Are you going to be looking to learn more strats before
Yes.
the end of the tournament?
No, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
It just depends how things go.
Show us a wing flip, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
You got
Seven
me
wing
and Red
flip.
Slay. You could call anytime and we'll teach you wing flip.
Yeah, he's been in the
Yeah.
process of it. I've had Red Slay as my coach since he had like 50-minute time.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting advantage for you. You got a previous
is.
world record holder in your pocket teaching
In
you,
my pocket.
coaching you.
Mhm.
And we'll see. Maybe you'll come back to the next race. Maybe not the next race, but the next stage of the tournament if you make it that far. and you'll be doing wing flip and ZOAS perhaps. That would be
I
really
mean, I
crazy.
just might have to if I want to stand a chance against you or
That would be
Sirius
so
or the
sick
other
to see.
Sirius.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have me, you're gonna have other Sirius, you're gonna have Red Slay, Gymnast, like you're gonna have all these
Oh goodness. I mean, I'll see
really good
Wednesday doing
runners.
like no resets, messing up absolutely everything, and beating my PB by so much. So it's gonna be terrifying. And I just don't know if I'm ready to learn all that new route and shock arrow smuggle ZOAS. Also, he's got me saying
And
Zed since he's British.
because he's British.
No.
No, British.
No. The
Um,
poison.
that is interesting because that is the exact position that Phelps is in right now. He had me teaching him ZOAS and early ascend and stuff, and it did not pay off for him this run. But you know, I mean, it's faster if he gets a good run with it. It will be a lot faster. Just unfortunate. He didn't even mess up early ascend. He messed up the wing placement at Temple of Time.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean early ascend, and then just I don't know what happened. Like
Yeah, I would actually like to go back and see. Maybe I could do that super quick and okay, I'm actually at the spot right now. Oh. Oh, that's so crazy. He placed it too far to the left, just in a bad spot. And he looked back at it and was probably thinking like this doesn't look right. And then decided I'll go with it anyway and turned around again and went to the door. So like he was very conscious that the wing was in a weird spot and committed to it, and it obviously did not pay off.
Unlucky.
Yeah,
Like-
dang.
like what Sirius said a few rounds ago, or pretty often, is you're going for basically going for PBs during your races, right?
Yeah,
That-
I'm doing
that's-
my
yeah.
PB route.
That's basically what I'm doing. Of course, my route isn't nearly as hard as
Yeah.
yours, so it doesn't mean much. But I'm pulling out all the shots I can. I'm not really doing anything safer than I normally would. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
the way to do it. Because
it
like
is. You that's what you know.
it's what you're
If
used
you
to.
start
Yeah,
doing other
exactly.
things, it's not gonna you're gonna either gonna mess up your PB attempts.
Yeah,
or
like if
something.
you try to do Daruk Amiibo when you don't do Daruk Amiibo ever,
Who would do that?
it would maybe not pay off.
Who would do that?
But yeah, I look forward to seeing the rest of the races tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be watching. Hopefully, we need some commentators to sign up tomorrow if they're available, because I'd like to watch these restreamed, but we're going to need commentators for it to happen.
I believe.
Oh, look at
it
me.
is-
I
It's
actually
you.
wait real quick before we throw this to another stream or end the stream. I did get a DM from Phelps, and I assume he will also be messaging this to the actual officials of the tournament. But he said that his internet went down. Just give the win to Gorganim. So
Dang.
a little bit of closure here.
This is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, not the way we want to see it end, but I mean, you played so out of your mind that it's hard to argue that you wouldn't have won anyway. So I think it does make sense in this instance, and Phelps obviously seems to agree. So a little bit of closure. We can end the stream knowing that it is a win for you. So congrats.
Yippee.
All right, GG to our runners. Please give them a follow. That's ZrFelps and Gorganim. Also, thanks to our commentators, Lovely Sirius and Duncan. On the ZSR family of channels, we have a Zelda 2 All Keys tournament race coming up here on ZSR, as well as more races from Tears of the Kingdom, Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and Zelda 2 Randomizer. I'm going to send you over to Rasanu, who's actually practicing the Tears of the Kingdom any percent run right now. So thanks for watching.